Hey, bro, look at these fake people on the television, bro.
Life doesn't give you any second chances.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. I don't do a wall plastering or other people. You ever had a perfect social economic system and then somebody comes along?
Presenting the
Yeah, let me turn this off because these niggas are like
love
spies on
is
the
now bigger than
television.
ever.
Listen, you ever had people in a certain social economic system that come and do plastering, and then you have a perfect social economic system. A person builds something, says, "Do not come here, do not fuck it up, do not touch," and then they come and they want to plaster your social economic system. They want to put plaster on walls. They want to do all type of shit that was never done in the paradigm in certain ways, right? Just like when I was in the house, Bertide Remy redid the house over a certain type of way. I looked at her like, yo, you're just a funny lady, but I'm not gonna get into it. Then on top of it, I'm already at a certain age. Then I'm looking at this ugly bitch on. I'm watching Constantine on the Sci-Fi Channel right now. I'm looking at this ugly bitch that looks like she's somebody else's sweat with somebody else's chemistry at another time, and they're reflecting trying to get a form of pleasure. You ever had a bitch, imagine, I jerk off, so other people be trying to record me in other rooms, like of the energy that I feel while I jerk off. Now imagine if a chick tried to go to other places and other sequences trying to bring the intensity of the height of like, say the times I was supposed to be with my wife, don't talk. I wasn't able to be with my wife Donto at the times before because of Siobhan's son came in my life and tried to steal and tried to cause identity theft because she was live. I explained everything about Siobhan's son and how being biohazard debris and other people at times doing other things and then people giving you things around people, taking rides from people, traveling places, other people trying to be in a person's set in chemistry. Listen, Siobhan's sons came in my. Don't worry, my reflection is precise. Siobhan's sons came in my life, and she tried to take my wife Dontor's time at a time of the Dontor was supposed to be spending with me. And then what happened? She tried to commit identity theft because the energy of Dontor was trying to feel a form of pleasure at a certain time, right? My wife. And then when that happened, I'm like, yo, it wasn't a dream, but she was next to me, and when I woke up, Siobhan was next to me, and I'm like, yo, I don't like this chick. Like this, I'm already vibing. I'm not trusting. I don't give a fuck about this bitch. And then I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the chick, and I'm like, yo, now think about physics. A man thinking about his wife, or we're supposed to be with his wife. A man's energy wants to be on vibrating with my real wife. And then I got this biohazard bitch that would never make it to my bed. That would be on somebody else's bed, so far away from me, hopefully getting choked, murdered, shot, stabbed, punched, brutally murdered for even trying to cause forms of identity theft. Then on top of it, imagine, the time I feel disgusted now. The times that I even slept with her and sweated with her, and then the sweat was on me with my wife chemistry a certain type of way. Like, oh my god, it makes me feel like, oh my god, like I can't believe that girl. And imagine if she went in a digital system trying to recuperate a moment of certain things that happen in the paradigm of time and trying to be the sweat that goes to a high, say she was a part of something. And because me making Dontor, you remember I made this astro. Oh yeah, you start space stars, you could go back up now because I put the energy where you can go back up. But other stars that didn't like me, fuck you, you're not going back up. I don't give a fuck about you. But the space stars and the original stars that knew what was really going on, they're up. The other ones that just didn't care, that lost their quality, was doing all type of bullshit, they ain't going back up. So anyway, don't worry about the others. Your mother ain't got no boyfriends. Don't worry about them. Their boyfriends are gone already. Now listen, let me tell you how real this is. Now imagine other individuals that try to figure out physics. And think about the things I just said about the space stars and certain people going up. So you can imagine the vindictiveness of other people watching digital system or being a star, being looking at light and getting mad. I don't give a fuck. So now, imagine this, how real this is. Now, imagine other people at a time that this girl sweated trying to be the anatomy of my wife and then goes in the digital system learning magic and try and know that she was a part of a certain anatomy sequence, and then she tries to go in certain sequences of anatomy at a certain time like she's an assassin from somebody else that's trying to murder my wife. Why don't somebody ask that question while they're viewing the movie or even in the movie and individuals of regard of international security and know for themselves? And then be careful how you do it because you're gonna have to do it in a large majority to see the reality and be careful of the people where you sit in doing something like that because they might be wanting to bombard and kill individuals because it's just like setting somebody up to go in a certain type of way, knowing that another person did martial arts or in a movie that they murdered it and then all time. You gotta be careful of everything. You wanna be safe of everything you're doing so your life won't be in jeopardy either way you look at it, inside and out. And that's all I can tell you. But imagine the chemistry of this stupid bitch trying to rob my wife of the love that I have for her because I don't want to be with her. And then she wants to be a part of individuals. And then she just be some biohazard debris that was already causing friction at a certain time sequence and at a certain point of reality when me supposed to be with my wife. And then think about it. Who's in the social economic system? Because I'm not in Brooklyn. There's who would be in my room where I was or the places where I was at a time and the things that's happening in physics. So if another person's checking a time sequencing, you're gonna see somebody else is there at another time. I'm over here, so what's the difference of the situation of the level of the degrees, the altitude, longitude, latitude, and other things that people are causing, and then I'm over here at this time. So hey, good for you. I don't really give a fuck. I don't got nothing to prove because overall in the end, my wife knows who I am. So even if you shot me in my head, my wife is still gonna know. So, a person says how, don't worry about that. I know what I'm speaking about. So, good for you. All you scumbags with your scumbag stink pussy bitch, your foul sweat. I kind of explained it speaking about the scorpions, though.
I was born of this.
How's Mamona crossing over, you half-breed piece of...
This is the bitch that tried. This is an ugly bitch. I would never trust her. Yo, my nigga. And in Africa, let me just tell you something. If it was perfect black, that wasn't your perfect white. But just because I enjoy the moment, you probably don't know what happened. Too bad, because that shit would never be perfect black. And then on top of it, that has nothing to do with my situation. I never had ugly kids or people that turned me off with emotional distress of individuals of the wrong type of sweat and chemistry. And everything I was speaking about look on a level of physics. Oh, yeah, I did put a little alcohol in here, but that's alcohol. It naturally cleans, it evaporates as it hits the air. Alcohol, that's why it's called alcohol. You gotta know what's going on with the alcohol, but too bad. But this might have been the food that dropped on the floor because look at this. Let me tell you something. I just cooked a little something and I was trying to get the rest of the food from the bottom of my plate, and then look.
What are you doing? Spare me your remedial incantations. You do know it is truly forgiven. Do well.
But I had to wash it after, but don't worry about it though, I'm just telling you the reality. But you should think about the physics. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody, stop looking for time sequences of certain things happening in people's lives that other people can't wait because they want to get a certain position, like they're positioning to murder people. I don't get down like that. Stop letting people fuck up your life when things happen naturally and then other people just want to be a part of your situation to find out your intricacies. Don't get caught up in entrapment. Think about what I'm saying. And I came